British Foreign Minister Boris Johnson resigns amid Brexit fallout, Jeremy Hunt announced as replacement. British Prime Minister Theresa May has appointed Jeremy Hunt as Foreign Minister after predecessor Boris Johnson resigned in protest at the government's plans for a close trading relationship with the European Union. Key points. Johnson says UK is headed for the status of colony. May expresses surprise at Johnson's decision. Johnson's move comes just hours after Brexit minister also quit. The Queen has been pleased to approve the appointment of the Right Honourable Jeremy Hunt MP as Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, Ms May's office said in a statement. The appointment of Mr Hunt, the long-serving Health Minister, sees a close May ally replace the maverick Mr Johnson, and could alter the Brexit balance of Ms May's top ministerial team. Mr Johnson, a vocal supporter of Britain leaving the European Union, slammed Ms May in his resignation letter, accusing her of flying white flags of surrender in negotiations with the EU. Brexit should be about opportunity and hope, Mr Johnson wrote. That dream is dying, suffocated by needless self-doubt. He complained about how crucial decisions had been postponed, leading to what he described as a semi-Brexit, with Britain unable to diverge or move away from rules and regulations set in Brussels. In a reply, Ms May said she was surprised by Mr Johnson's decision. I am sorry and a little surprised to receive the letter after the productive discussions we had at Chequers on Friday, and the comprehensive and detailed proposal which we agreed as a cabinet. Ms May said. If you are not able to provide the support we need to secure this deal in the interests of the United Kingdom, it is right you should step down. Mr Johnson's move came just hours after the resignation of Brexit Minister David Davis, emboldening some in Ms May's Conservative Party to mull a plot to unseat her less than 9 months before Britain exits in March next year. Ms May's spokesman said she would fight any attempt to unseat her. Speculations swirled when Johnson failed to show for summit. Speculations swirled he planned to quit shortly before his announcement when Mr Johnson failed to arrive at the Western Balkans summit in London, which he was due to host. German Minister of State for Europe Michael Roth tweeted that by early afternoon they were still waiting for our host. There has been growing dissent in Ms May's cabinet over the way Britain is negotiating its exit from the EU. Top EU officials said Brexit was becoming a mess for Europe following the resignations. European Council President Donald Tusk said it was unfortunate the whole idea of Brexit has not left together with David Davis. Ms May insisted the government's strategy for leaving the EU was the right one despite the resignations of Mr Johnson and Mr Davis. In the 2 years since the referendum, we have had a spirited national debate, with robust views echoing around the cabinet table as they have on breakfast tables up and down the country, she said. Over that time, I've listened to every possible idea and every possible version of Brexit. Mr Speaker, this is the right Brexit, she said, to jeers from the opposition Labour Party. Asked about his reaction to Mr Johnson's resignation, EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said sarcastically that this clearly proves that at Chequers, there was unity in the cabinet. Mr Juncker's remarks were a reference to a 12-hour British cabinet meeting at Ms May's country residence on Friday local time that was supposed to have resolved internal disagreement over Brexit. Foreign Affairs Minister Julie Bishop said Australia will miss Boris in his role as Foreign Secretary, but she is looking forward to working with Mr Hunt in his new role. Boris Johnson is a great friend of Australia. He was reshaping Britain's foreign policy, including in relation to deeper engagement in the Pacific, announcing more UK posts in our part of the world, Ms Bishop told reporters in Canberra. Ms Bishop added Australia is closely monitoring the unfolding Brexit situation, with the aim of negotiating a free trade agreement with the United Kingdom once they have completed their exit from the EU.